All right, ready to jam?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. So this is in the key of G, yeah? Uh, G, you
Uh,
know.
uh, not.
Okay, well, look, if you've ever been in a situation like that, well, then you're really going to like what's in store for you in this video. Allow me to quickly introduce myself. My name is Crafty, and I'm a full-time musician, and I'm here to give you all of the info you need to just help get you off the ground in understanding what is a key and what does that mean. And a bunch of the footage that you're going to be watching from this video is excerpts taken from inside the exclusive Crafty Guitar Club members area. So let's go check it out. So what is a key? Well, firstly, we got to figure out, why is it important? Why do I need to know this? Let me just quickly explain. Like, for instance, let's just say that you're going to watch a movie and then, you may connect with that movie. But then for me personally, if I watch the behind the scenes documentary of that movie, well, then automatically my appreciation of that movie is higher. I will connect with it more because I have more information about the movie.
Information.
So learning about keys will give you more information with the music that you're listening to, or the music that you're playing, the music that you're analyzing. And I also like to think of it as, if you're somebody that needs to wear glasses, you understand when you're not wearing glasses, you can still see stuff. It might be foggy. If I'm unaware of the theory or the behind the scenes knowledge of how a song is built, what the theory is, what key a song is in, if I'm unaware of that, it feels like I've got foggy vision. It's kind of like I can see that something's there. I can still hear a song. I can still potentially be told it's these chords or whatever and play it. But I don't have all of that information, and I don't really know why it sounds good. I don't really know why I like it. And if I'm wanting to write a song, I don't have the information to be able to go further with creating a song myself. All right, so what does make a key? It's a family of notes, and I'll get into how that's built, but basically it's a language. It's a bunch of criteria, if you will. Let's say you're in the key of C, then you'll have different notes to the key of G, or other letters of that nature. We won't get too crazy, but they're a different family of notes, a different collection of notes.
We are family.
Now, there is a formula, and the formula for being able to create the family of notes within a key is also known as a scale. And a scale is when you play the said notes in order. I'll play a version of a scale in a minute, but first I have to explain this. This is what the formula is. It's tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. And basically that means that will create what's called a major scale. And I put a smiley face there because major is happy. If you've heard the word minor, minor is a sad version of that. And that's a different formula. I'm not going to talk about it in this bite-sized quick introduction for you. So I said these words: tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. What the hell is that? If you're not too sure what it is, a semitone is the next fret, the very next fret from wherever you're starting. So if you're starting on an open string, well, then the very next fret would be the first fret. Now, the other word, tone, it's the same culmination of two semitones or two frets worth. So here's what a tone sounds like. It's the distance between here and here. I could start anywhere, but it has to be two semitones worth or two frets away. So this note, whatever that is, right? Well, then the distance from there to there is a tone. Now, so if I play from here, if I play a tone away and then another tone and then a semitone, notice that it's right next to each other, and then another tone, 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 semitone. Remember that formula? Tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. That's how we get our major scale. And those notes are the family of notes that belong in that major key. That happened to be a B flat. Now, if I go up 2 frets, B flat, B, and then C, then the exact same formula. And for you as guitarists, if you learn the pattern of where you put your fingers, because a lot of times people will just learn patterns. They don't actually realize, there's a formula behind that pattern. All right. So here's what it will sound like in the key of C. That's ascending. Now, if I show you something that I prepared earlier, that's what it would look like here. This line here, which is all of these notes, and I'm writing the letter names of the notes underneath. But also, let's just say that the first one, which happens to be a C in this case, is our 1. The next one's a 2, the next one's a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then when we get to the 8, it's also the same as a 1, because check it out. This note here, this last one, that'll sound the same as this one, except it's just higher. It's what's called an octave. So then once you start getting the hang of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, well, then you don't always have to just play it in that boring order.
Boring.
Wait, this might be the answer we're looking for.
Here's some examples, ones that I prepared earlier. I'll just quickly play them for you now. So for instance, we got 1, 1, and then it skips up straight to the 5th. So if I don't skip and just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that, well, then what if I do 2 1s and then 5, 5? And then check it out. I'll keep going. 6, 6, 5. Rest. 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. So the next song, if I was to look at some Bob Marley, or might sound better all up the octave, but yeah. So the idea is, if we look back at this scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll play it up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. And then descending would be 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. And we've got one more example here. The song My Girl. I got sunshine. That's playing a scale, but it's just taking out a couple of the notes, the 4 and the 7, and it's mucking around with the timing. Now, if I play, that's the full scale, the full family of notes. If I muck around with it, take out some of them and change the timing around. Hopefully you can see that if I just play a scale in the boring order, it doesn't really sound that amazing. But if you start mucking around with the order and the timing, sometimes they're faster, sometimes they're slower. So hopefully you can tell that that just sounds like, that just sounds like the scale, but he's mucking around with the order. He's mucking around with the timing. Hopefully you're understanding, at least you're getting a taste for the fact that it's a formula. And so hopefully as well, you're seeing that, if I had this information, I guess that would be good for me in one way.
Aren't we lucky we were there to get all that information?
You know, I might be able to have a stronger connection to these songs that I want to be learning. Not all of them sound happy. Like I said, this could be a minor scale and a minor key, which is a different family of notes. By the way, just quickly, if it was a minor, sad face, and I did the My Girl riff in minor, what would that sound like? I've got rain clouds. This is hopefully just giving you a nice overview that it's all one big family. It could be a happy family, it could be a sad family, but it's a family.
Happy family, happy family.
And there's a formula to it. And the benefits I'll get to in the end. I've got a couple more things I'm going to describe to you. Basically, we just talked there about some melodies and some riffs. What about chords? Are chords, within a key? Yes, chords definitely are. You can build what's called triads. You can actually build more than that, but we're just going to, in this brief introduction, we're going to talk about what triads are. They're 3-note chords, only 3 notes. Now, there's a formula to that.
What is the Krabby Patty secret formula?
You play one, you skip one, play one, skip one, play one. See how I've displayed it? We're at the bottom and then we're moving up. Basically, if I play one, but skip one, play one, skip one, and then play one, and then put them all together, we get what's called a C chord. Just saying the letter name infers that it's a major chord, the happy sounding one. And then if you keep going, for instance, what if we go through that same formula from here? The 2nd note, we start there, but then we skip the 3rd, we play the 4th, skip the 5th, and then play the 6th. Then we get what's called a D minor. Those 3 notes. Now we keep going, we keep going, we keep going, we keep going all the way at the beginning again. This will just sound an octave higher than this. Let me just press play so that you can hear what these sound like. There we go. And chord progressions. Basically, let's just say if you were playing a blues of any kind, well, you're going to have the 1 and the 4 and the 5 because they're usually all major chords in that type of thing. Maybe, you know, like you've got what's called a 1, 5, 6, 4. So that would be a C, G, A minor, F. You hear that progression so regularly these days. 1, 5, 6, 4. And that might be, or it might be where they last longer. You just hear that progression a lot. There's a lot of other progressions that you can hear as well. So what's the purpose of knowing that? How can that help you? It'll help you in a number of ways. Like what I've just described to you, it sort of puts your glasses on. You know, you have a higher grasp on what's actually in front of you. You know, it's not just large, blurry objects. You can actually really see the fine detail. All right. And that's in understanding the melody, riffs, and you understand when it's the same chord progressions, but in a different key. Wouldn't that be nice to not have to think like, oh crap, what fret was I on? What fret? Ah, so many frets. What was the chord again? For me, I'm just hearing and seeing that, oh, right. So basically all it is, it's the same as this other song that I know, but it's just in a different key where it's either a bit higher or a bit lower. But also another benefit is that when you're being creative, you know, for instance, you might come up with a chord progression or you might come up with a riff or something like that. And you might think like, oh, I need another bit now. How could I possibly do that? What I used to do before I understood keys, before, you know, I was wearing my glasses that I now have, not actual glasses, you know, when everything was blurry, I'd get to a point in a song and I'd be like, how do I couldn't think of another bit like that just happened to sound good because I wasn't thinking in theoretical terms. And, you know, for some of you, you know, you might be thinking like, oh crap, no way do I want to have to spoil my connection with music, which is all about having sounds enter into my ears and then I go into my happy place. If I start using my brain, well then that's just going to make me feel tired and it's going to make me feel like, oh my God, there's so much work. But you'll notice with me that I'll be talking in a lot of these formulas because once you learn what the formulas are, life's so much easier.
It's so easy.
Well, to truly master an instrument, you'll need years of...
So easy.
Life's so much easier to be able to retain the information. And also, you know, if you're being creative, you've got all of these tools at your disposal. Like, oh, okay, well, if I know that I'm in the key of C, for instance, and I'm stuck with what chords that I've got on offer, well, straight away, you know, okay, well, I haven't used an F yet. Let me try an F. All of a sudden, it's gonna sound at least good.
Sounds good.
You know, you're not going to spend ages and ages and ages trying all of these things and not realizing like whether or not it's going to sound good. If you understand your parameters, I guess, so much more, it means that you've just got so many more ingredients that you know, well, this ingredient will at least work. It may not be the best ingredient for this musical dish that I'm putting together, but at least it's going to be something to use.
I guarantee.
And so the good news is if there's anything that you're really confused about, well, then you can just rewatch, pause, and try and digest as much of this information that you can. Or even better, go check out craftyguitarclub.com, which gets you access to me live, some regular masterclasses, and constant access to the content that is continually getting uploaded into the membership area. And you get to hang out with a bunch of like-minded souls just like you. So if that sounds like something that's right up your alley, go check out craftyguitarclub.com. So that's it for this Crafty Music Tips video here on YouTube. I hope it's been really helpful for you. Let me know in the comments below what was the most helpful, and I'll see you in another one of these music tips videos really soon. Wherever you are on your music journey, make sure if you have a decision to make the healthy one. Cheers.